Hello, welcome to Romero Threads on YouTube, where it's all about embroidery. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to go about setting up your patches and preparing them for sale. And of course, we're going to talk about the final step, how your customer goes about ironing those patches onto their own personal garments. So I have this polo shirt as an example. I'm going to show you how I ran through it from beginning to end, show you all the little small details you got to think about when you're selling patches, and how to go about ironing the final product to your garment. Now, this is a continuation from last week's live embroidery school. Okay, so if you missed that live school where we went into great details about the artwork, about the digitizing portion, and about setting up our files, okay, I'm gonna leave that link down below in the bottom. And after this video, you could go back and watch that video. Okay, very good information on that. But here we're talking about that final step where your customer is going to iron on that patch onto their garment. Material wise, we're going to keep it very basic. We're just going to use twill and 2 pieces of cutaway. Okay, we cannot get any more basic than that. So let me show you real quick the process of embroidering and setting up the whole production for this very simple, straightforward patch project. Okay, we are off the machine now, and as you can see, our stitches look nice and clean. There's only one thing that I want to do real quick, and that is remove the jump stitches. So these patches, it only had 3 cuts. So it's 3 color changes, 3 cuts. All right, so I got a couple of jump stitches. I want to show you how I go about cutting our jump stitches just so we could get a nice clean cut. Okay, I think we have a real good angle right here. And what I'm going to be using to cut my jump stitches, tweezers, some regular tweezers, these spring cutters, just these cutters right here. All right, this is just for my finer type cuts. All right, you'll see why I use them. So I do 2 rounds. I do the first round is just do a quick stitch to lift up the thread, and then I'm gonna go by the second time around and do a nice fine cut. So let me show you what I'm talking about. With my tweezers, I'm just going to lift it here, and I'm going to cut one side. All right, so my thread here is standing up now. It's ready to get cut here. I'm just lifting it with these tweezers, cutting it. And the reason why I cut it while it's in the hoop is because it's nice and tight right now. Okay, so I have my patches all together in one. So I'm just going to repeat the process over and over. All right, but I wanted to show you a good angle of how to go about cutting these jump stitches. And then let me show you, once you cut them, okay, I go around the second round. Now I use my regular tweezers and these fine cutters here, and this is the secret right here, right? You want to pull that thread nice and tight, cut, okay? Pull, nice and tight, cut. All right, and the reason why I like these, because these give you a nice, fine, clean cut. All right, so there's 2 secrets here. There's one secret here where you're getting a nice tight pull, and then the second one where you get a nice clean cut. So here I have the adhesive, and this is what's going to stick our patches to whatever garment we're going to put it on. So before I go to the heat press, I'm just going to prepare the patches. All right, I'm just going to cut it up into a smaller, more workable area. Okay, so we are here at the heat press. All right, so all I have is my regular heat press Nation. These are real good heat presses that I've been using for the longest. All right, and these are perfectly made for this type of work right here. So this calls for a medium pressure. So I'm just gonna set the pressure here. You wanna get a good feel, okay? So This is way too tight. All right, so we're getting there closer. All right, so we're good here. All we need, nice pillow, okay, just so our stitches could rest on, nice and clean. All right, I'm just gonna warm it up for about 5 minutes. All right, just to lay that nice twill nice and flat. All right, just give it a little. Now, time for the magic. Okay, so sticky side down. Okay, sticky side down here. All right, as soon as you got good coverage, just want to make sure your Teflon sheet goes right above that. All right, we're gonna go for 10 seconds. You could go anywhere from 330 to 320. All right, I just use 320. Good pressure. Okay, it's a little hot, so give it a sec. All right, so I'm gonna preheat it. Okay, so once again, preheat it. All right, so preheat it for about 5 seconds just to lay that twill nice and flat. Okay, bam. Now we apply our adhesive. Okay, so sticky side. Okay, sticky side. It's very obvious, right? You can see the shine on it. All right, so once you have good coverage, all right, you want to just make sure that's laying nice and flat. Okay, you want to make sure we're nicely centered in the middle. Okay, do a double check. Okay, looks like we're good, and just let it go for about 10 seconds. Okay, I usually go an extra 2 seconds just in case. All right, bam, our adhesive is now applied. Okay, so we are off the heat press now, and our adhesive is nice and flat back here. Okay, so now it's just a matter of cutting our patches. The way I like to cut patches is I'll just do a rough cut first. So on this initial cut, my scissors really doesn't matter. I just have these heavy duty scissors. Okay, but now once I start doing the details, now I want to use my gingers. So as you can see, it has a nice curve. So that curve will match my curve here. So when I do my cuts, I just have to follow the path here. All right, so let's check it out real quick. Okay, let's start here. So when you're cutting, you want to get close, right, to the sand stitches, but you definitely don't want to cut your sand stitch. All right, that's the name of the game. Don't cut the sand stitch, but get real close. All right, and if you get some fraying, that's fine, because we're going to, with the lighter, we're gonna heat up any of our fraying. So here we're looking good, and this is going to be applied on a white polo. Okay, now we are at the final step of the whole process of our entire patch process. This is the final step. Okay, this is actually, if you're selling the patches individually, this will be the step that your customer performs. Okay, so for this final step, I like to keep it very basic. That way we do not overcomplicate it to whoever's buying the patches. Whoever's buying the patches, they should be able to apply their patches as easy as can be. So for materials in this part of the stage, okay, all we need is a regular towel just so it could rest on. Of course, their garment, their polo shirt. And of course, placement is always important. So this is a large. Okay, so of course, I always like to use the embroidery helper. Okay, so you look for large. Bam, no thinking, right? So we have our dot here and we have our patch ready to go. So let's see if you could get a good view on this. All right. So we are looking very clean. All right. So we have the adhesive back here. So all you have to do is peel the paper back. All right. Toss that out. All right. So we got the sticky side here. All right. Good to go. And just place it here. Just kind of verify and make sure that you're straight. All right, so we are straight here. To protect our polo shirt or any garment that you're applying it to, okay, you just want to get a piece of cloth, okay? Regular piece of cloth, not too thick. Place our cloth right on top of it, okay, without moving the patch, okay? We're good to go there. Now, we're just going to use a regular home iron. Okay, I have my iron ready to go, okay? This is a pretty good iron. It's not the best of the best iron, but it's pretty good. It's rated at 1700 watts. So if you have something lower than 1700 watts of an iron, you might have to add time in this process. Okay? All we're going to do is place the iron for about 20 seconds, all right, with good pressure. And this big piece of the iron, this is where you want your patch to be, okay? You don't really want to focus here in this corner. You really want to be right here on that patch. So as soon as we're ready, we'll just count to 20. So we are definitely ready to go. So now we just verify that we're good. Okay, let's get a good look at our polo shirt. And as you can see, it came out looking very, very clean. All right, thank you for stopping by. Any questions, any comments, leave them down below. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.